hello. Today, Nanny Sharon here, still in Florida. There's some coffee. Okay, so today's video, I did want to do a special tribute to a special pit bull in honor of pit bulls, because pit bulls get such a bad rap. So I do want to talk about that real quick, and then we'll go into Stubby. So a lot of the shelters, when you do go to them, there will be pit bulls in them, but I don't want you to be afraid of pit bulls. And I do want to tell you a story as soon as I'm done describing how wonderful they are. But it's like any dog. If you get it very young and you start with the tips that I give you in my coming videos, you can create the most fabulous dogs. All my dogs are fabulous, so you can create them. But there was a really special dog by the name of Stubby. In 1918, there was World War I. But I want to tell you about how this story of this fabulous pit bull, this is a story about a stray that wandered into a training exercise on a military base in Yale, Connecticut. And a man named James Conroy that adopted him, and they took him into their infantry, and it's called 102. So the infantry number was 102, the Yankee division. So they made him like a little mascot, and they taught him how to salute, and they taught him how to give paw, how to roll over, how to, like that, all the normal silly pet tricks. But who would have known that they were going to take this beautiful dog and, I guess you could say, Shanghai him to go to France, and he did. So Mr. Conroy snuck him in a coal bin inside a ship that was bound for France for World War I. When they get to France, he marches with the doughboys all up and down in France, all of the Paris, all around, trying to do what military does. And they were fighting the Germans, because it was a invasion of the Germans on Europe, and America agreed to go over and assist. But they brought Stubby. So Stubby, this little pit bull, ended up, he wasn't little, so on my thumbnail you'll see a picture of what he looks like in all his awards. But turns out that this interesting dog went all the way to France, and he stayed in foxholes. They dug trenches that were 10 to 15 feet deep. He fought alongside, meaning that he would send messages to each of the trenches. When they'd give him something, he'd carry it to trench to trench to trench. So he was a messenger. And then one day, everybody was asleep. It was a quiet time, and everyone was asleep. And Stubby heard rustling, and he knew it was the Germans approaching. So he ran out, and they were on the ground forces. These are ground forces. This is a ground war. And he ran out, and he attacked a German, and he grabbed him by the pants, and he pulled him down, and he got him good. And then the whole infantry platoon knew to wake up and to fight. So he saved that whole 102, the Yankee division. So he ended up getting a medal for that, a chevron, and they put that on. They gave him a little vest, so he wore a little vest for rain and weather and all that. So he was awarded that. And then he stayed with the war until it ended on Armistice Day on 1918, November 11th. And that's why we sell those little poppies, the little red poppies, to celebrate the end of that war. So he did jump a German, and then he ended up alerting. So he was a spy, kind of like a little bit of a spy. But he was an interesting character, very well trained and brilliant. And so at the end of that war, he was shipped back here with, honors. He came and he lived in Connecticut with James Conroy till he died. And that's pretty much the story of Stubby. he did, they did fashion a bronze statue for him. It's in the Smithsonian today in Connecticut. And he did get awarded the Purple Heart Medal for Valor, and he did get a gold medal as well from the Humane Societies of the United States. So he got 3 full big medals that we know of. And it's a chevron that he made for being wounded, because he was wounded also from jumping from trench to trench to trench. He had a little wound, and he healed from that. So he stayed with that 18 months and did over 100 battles. So that's a pretty fascinating little superhero. So I did want to share that with you because I wanted you not to be afraid of pit bulls, and I wanted you to give them a chance. And I wanted you to know any dog can be good, any dog can be bad, but we have some dogs that can be heroes. So I'm going to end it there today, and I have more coming. Okay, bye.